Hi, it's David again, and I'm still alive. The Danites have not found me yet. I see them sneaking around outside, but so far I've been able to hide under the bed. Anyway, I did share this in my other video. I wanted to show you my new prop. Okay, I could do this, and now the Mormons will not get me or see me. But usually they have, when they talk, they have a podium that their words echo like from God. And then they have this on one side of them, and then they have the Utah flag over here, and then they have, the podium and the tabernacle choir. And, they can afford that shit because they've got your tithing. Here's mine. That's all I can afford, $1.20 over at Lowe's. So I thought I would do this and pretend that I'm one of the people down there in St. George, the Mountain Meadow Massacre. I think they used white flags, and they shot them anyway. So I'm trying the American flag and seeing if they'll leave me alone. Okay, well, be that as it may. Another funny but sad story. These people protecting their good reputation. Let me pull up. And again, those of you that don't live in Utah, they're counting on you not seeing this crap. And I'm sorry, I'm going to speak to Peru and Argentina and Romania and believe it or not, the Egypt and Saudi Arabia, and I'm going to tell them what's going on in Utah. Well, let's take a look here. The 5 Browns speak out. These are 5 sisters. Okay, their father's name is Keith Brown, is behind bars for molesting them as children. These are adult children now who have gone back and said, Dad was a molester. And thank God there is no statute of limitations on child abuse. I think that's a wonderful law. But anyway, here's another, I'm a Mormon. I'm a Mormon. Their child victims of sexual abuse often struggle with problems. You all know that. That's nothing new. Today, Desiree is 32. Denordra is 31, and each was first molested by their father before the age of 14. The sisters had never revealed the abuse to each other. Pedophiles are so skilled at isolating their victims, making you feel like you're the only one and you better not tell anybody. Well, these sisters finally got together and said that Keith Brown, who was serving a term of 10 years to life in a prison facility just a short drive from where we had arranged to meet. That's called Point of the Mountain in Salt Lake City area. That's just at the top of the hill between Utah County and Salt Lake County. It's a federal prison, and this great Mormon guy is there now. They basically have said that he was active in the Mormon church, and that basically the girls were vulnerable. They were homeschooled. Isn't that interesting? Homeschool. Who homeschools their children but Mormons? And the reason Mormons homeschool their children in such large numbers is because they don't want the children to have any new ideas. All the ideas of a Mormon child is to come from the Mormon church and their parents. Okay, they were supervised on their piano lessons at age 3. By age 9, each had performed with a major symphony orchestra. Lisa, who had hoped to become an opera singer, organized their practice schedules. The father was very, very controlling, very, very all-consuming goals, and these young girls have been extremely famous playing in orchestras and solos and whatever for orchestras. All 5 Browns were accepted consecutively at Julian, a first in the school's history. Both the older daughters left to New York in 1997. Melody served several years there. Their junior remained at home. Before the sex allegations dominated the national headlines, the 5 Browns were known as wholesome Mormon prodigies. And I'm a Mormon. They could easily be on I'mAMormon.org, I'mAMormon.org. Go look at these people. They put their very best people out there, and this was one of them. and their father was widely respected as a self-made talent manager. My gosh. The Troops signed a 5 CD deal with BMG Classics RCA Red Seal in 2005, and that same year their first album. The Five Browns rose to the top of the Billboard's classical chart. They were written up in the New York Times and People magazines. They were interviewed by Oprah, Good Morning America, and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Unbelievable. And I'm a Mormon. So don't you know, you LDS people that still write in sometimes, not very many of you write in anymore. I think you just got bored and quit looking, or realized I was telling the truth, and what good does it do to, you know, hate people that are simply telling the truth. Here's a father. The girls were extremely talented. They did very, very well in the world. They're well known. They're geniuses at the piano. But he's the genius when they were in their bedroom. Here is the Mormon priesthood holder, smiling in church, nice glasses and his little briefcase and his tie and his garments, and he is in the bedroom, you know, playing with the girls' vaginas and or masturbating on them and or trying to have intercourse with his own daughters. Not one, at least two. So sad. Very, very sad. I've told you before, my father, high priest, molested my sister and ruined her life. And he never got any punishment from the Mormon church ever. Then he went on to molest his stepdaughter after he got divorced. She was 10 years old, and he never got anything for that either. Now, this guy got at least 10 or 20 years in prison. So those of you that don't live in Utah, you don't hear about this. This goes into our newspapers, and AP doesn't usually pick things up like that throughout the world, because Mormons are pretty much insignificant throughout the world. I've noticed in Europe. You know how many people in Europe read my videos or look at them? You know, England does a lot, and there's one or two other countries, but most of them, they go, what are Mormons? We don't care. We don't care. So anyway, let it be known that Mr. Brown was a good member of the church. He could have done one of the ads that says, and I'm a Mormon, and he is screwing 2 of his own daughters. Now he's in jail. I wonder if the Mormon church will take a picture of his rap sheet shot of his arrest and put it on, and I'm a Mormon. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest. Let's put out all the facts and then let the people make up their own minds. Let's not brainwash people. Let's not pretend that Mormon.org is for everybody that is a wonderful person. Every organization is going to have people in it that are human beings, and so do the Mormons. And I'm going to tell you something now as a master's level counselor. I'm going to tell you that I believe that people who are sexually repressed, and there's been some data that has come out of this just in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Those that aren't allowed to use their penises or their vaginas, and those that are on punishment and they feel bad about it, and their church controls their erections, they'll use those erections somewhere else. On daughters, neighborhood kids, it doesn't matter. Sexuality is part of human existence. And it is like breathing and eating. You will breathe and you will eat and you will engage in sexual activities. And these Mormons are so far off the boundaries. They are so repressed since childhood. If they get a chance to go to, you know, a child who cannot stand up for themselves and sexually take advantage of them, they will. So, here he is. He's a Mormon. Thanks.